Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Crypto Atlas. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, Orchid, what the heck just happened with Bancor, aka BNT, as well as updating you just slightly on the Mt. Gox thing, because that's kind of an unusual circumstance right there. I was talking about this most recently yesterday, and I was telling you guys that today was going to be a really important day, and it's pretty vague. So I don't know if we're going to hear something more by the end of the night, by the time after I've already done this video. Hopefully we get some better clarification because it's interesting. Anyways, so guys, if you're new to the channel, just so you know, we talk about a lot of the cryptocurrency news here, as well as I do some technical analysis towards the end of the video. So it's a great resource for you to try and stay up to date what's going on inside the market space. And I try to make it fun. I try to make it engaging. If you want to disagree with me and some of the things when I take a look at the charts, for example, you're more than welcome to voice your opinion in the comments down below. I'm trying to make sure that we got a nice community, so just don't say anything really bad or anything like that, like evil, vindictive, cursing, all that kind of stuff. I might delete those kinds of things. Otherwise, if it's just you voicing your own opinion, then feel free. I encourage you guys to do so. And I want to build a really nice community. So I thank all of you guys for being here. We're trying to get to at least 50 likes on this video, every single video. You guys smashed so hard yesterday, the view count, the likes, everything. I'm incredibly grateful for the support that you guys have done. I don't want to ramble on too much about it because I know you guys want me to get into the news with everything, but I just want you guys to know that I'm very thankful for that. If we can get to 50 likes on this video today, it would be amazing. And if you haven't yet, make sure you click the bell notification so you know when there's a new video. All right, so that was almost 2 minutes right there. And moving on. So first thing I want to talk about, we're actually going to talk about this first. An incoming senator believes Bitcoin is a better store of value than paper money and plans to teach Congress how to use it to reduce the national debt. Interesting. Check this out. I see the alternative half as Bitcoin because you have the ability to invest in something that has stability in the store of value, Loomis said. In the case of U.S. currency, inflation is baked. I think it was supposed to say backed, maybe. Inflation is baked into the Federal Reserve's plan for the US dollar. So it's no wonder that our buying power is eroded, Loomis said. People who are living off their savings in retirement have constantly eroding buying power because of inflation, she said. It's a very good point. That will not be the case with Bitcoin. Bitcoin provides a more stable value to people who are either saving now to live comfortably in the future, but also people who are on fixed income or approaching fixed income now, the senator-elect said. It's kind of something that frees governments up to say there is a backstop, said Loomis. If we reach a point where we have overspent so much that things start crashing down, the black swan event occurs with any regard to any fiat currency, there's a backstop available to every government in the world, and that backstop is Bitcoin. So very, very bullish perspective. They even said that they're a hodler. Check that out. What do you guys think about that? Up next, the IRS is setting the trap, supposedly from what Yahoo Finance is saying, and we'll get their reasoning behind this, for Bitcoin and virtual currency investors on the 2020 tax form. And at any time during 2020, did you receive, sell, send, exchange, or otherwise acquire any financial interest in any virtual currency? This is the question that's going to be going up on the top or near the top of the new 1040 form when you file your taxes. Previously, it was placed on the top of Schedule 1. This is last year, used to report certain additional income or adjustments to income. The problem was that not many people file Schedule 1 with their return, he said, so the agency moved it to the first page of the tax form. In my view, the IRS is treating omitted virtual currency transactions in the same manner it pursues foreign bank accounts of U.S. taxpayers. This was from Taub. By asking the question on the top of the first page of the return, the IRS is making it clear that any income from gains or losses from virtual currency must be reported on the return. If you acquire the virtual currency and haven't spent it or exchanged it out for other currency, you don't have a triggering event for tax purposes, Losey said. It's an unrealized gain. Do you guys feel that they're trying to essentially push everybody that's getting cryptocurrency into a corner and then manipulate them into some sense? Or do you just think that they simply want to make sure that if you're making profits on this kind of stuff, that you report your profits to the government and that the government gets their appropriate fee based on whatever your state's policies are? What do you guys think about this? You guys let me know if you think that this is okay. Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Tell us in the comments. Riot to test immersion cooling Bitcoin mining technology in Texas. NASDAQ listed Bitcoin mining company Riot Blockchain, or Riot, is piloting new liquid cooling technology for mining hardware in Texas to test solutions for effective mining in difficult temperature environments. If successful, CEO Jeff McGonigal told CoinDesk the company envisions deploying immersion at a larger scale over time, particularly in warmer climates where cooling is a chief concern. In hot, humid regions like Texas, Vera said, liquid immersion is the cooling method of choice as it eliminates heat, dust, and humidity issues. I think this is absolutely amazing because you look at places like over in Russia and a lot of these other places, they want to use their mining equipment there because of low-cost electricity and because of cooler temperatures, so there's less risk of damage to their equipment. Obviously, you don't want to have to spend a whole bunch of money on repairs or having a whole other slew of issues. God forbid your entire mining station burns down, which we might hear something like that in the future too. Keep that in mind, right? If everything's not backed up to the correct place, someone could really screw themselves over. And then there just goes all the Bitcoin for that. Bitcoin may have hit its wall of profit as takers are taking around the $19,500 level, which we're still seeing right now. Bitcoin's a little bit above $19,400. We keep trying to push near that $19,500 range, and it just starts selling back down. And we still got the $20,000 price level. So they think that the Asian whales are selling around $19,500, causing prices to drop. This is according to Ki Young-ju, CEO of South Korea-based blockchain analytics firm CryptoQuant. He highlighted an increased inflow of coins onto crypto exchanges heavyweight Huobi Global, or Huobi? Yeah, Huobi. Anyways, which has a Hong Kong presence soon before prices began falling. I feel like I'm about to sneeze, excuse me. A total of 2,013 coins were transferred to Huobi in blocks 661,425 to 661,430 just 15 minutes before the price dip, Ju said, adding that block number 661,425 carried 1,017 coins, the highest single block inflow on Huobi since November 30th. Monday saw 8,836 Bitcoin arrive on Huobi in total, with a mean transaction of 4.5 Bitcoin, the highest since March 2018, according to CryptoQuant. The options market sees a 35% probability of Bitcoin ending December above $20,000, according to data source Skew. That's significantly higher than the single-digit probability seen 3 months ago when Bitcoin was trading near $10,000. Some investors look to have bought call options at the $20,000 strike price on Monday. Skew data shows the open interest or the number of open positions in the bullish $20,000 call rose by 1,054 contracts on Deribit, the world's largest crypto options exchange by volume and open interest. There are still offers above $19,500 up to $20,000. Patrick Huser, head of trading at the Zurich-based crypto broker AG, told CoinDesk, the US-based cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase shows 700 Bitcoin for sale right at $20,000. But all other exchanges show some offers up there as well in the region of 200 to 300 coins. So just Coinbase alone at $20,000 range, you got 700 coins that people are going to have to be able to buy before we can actually surpass that level. That's a lot of money. Then, as they mentioned, other exchanges, you're seeing 200 here, 300 there. It's still 20,000 is going to be pretty hard, and so somebody's going to have to have that big little extra push. Otherwise, it's going to hit, drop down, and kind of repeat itself there. Okay, now Mt. Gox, right? This is one of the big things we want to talk about. Mt. Gox creditors wait nearly over as Trustee announces draft rehabilitation plan. So they presented a plan with this. I'm not hearing any actual full confirmation with this. Look at this. Mt. Gox's trustee, Nobuyuki Kobayashi, has at last filed a draft plan for the rehabilitation of creditors, including former users. The Tokyo District Court and an examiner will review the draft rehabilitation plan and determine whether to proceed with the rehabilitation proceedings relevant to the draft rehabilitation plan. Wow, they use that word a lot in that sentence. While there are no details provided on the plan, the announcement marks the beginning of the end for users who have been waiting for refunds since 2014 when the exchange collapsed. As reported by CoinDesk, the submission deadline for the rehabilitation had previously been pushed back a number of times after opposition from some creditors. In 2014, Mt. Gox declared bankruptcy after hackers allegedly stole 850,000 Bitcoin from its servers over a period of time. The Mt. Gox estate comes from 200,000 Bitcoins found in an old wallet after the exchange collapsed, as well as Bitcoin Cash created in a fork of the Bitcoin blockchain. At last count, it is estimated Mt. Gox still holds approximately 141,600 Bitcoin and 142,800 Bitcoin Cash. That's a lot of Bitcoin. So there's a rehabilitation plan. It's been presented to the court, but I can't find anything online saying what the court decided, or if they said anything at all. I can't find it, and I just looked up more info recently here too. If you guys have any updates on that maybe came out after me recording this video, type it in the comments down below, please, and share it with everybody else. I can't magically update the video while you understand what I'm saying. So if you guys find out something new, let everybody else know down below. And I want to actually kind of tap in with this too. So I'm on Twitter. If you guys want to follow me, you guys can. My handle is @AtlasOfficialTV. And I had posted this, and I said Mt. Gox was hacked 6 years ago. Some holders have died since then. Some people, they're going to fail to retrieve their Bitcoin. Some people might even be in jail right now, and they're not going to be able to access it either right away. Some might say, you know what, I'm just going to keep holding it. Some are going to find some other way to screw up this whole process, and they're not even going to be able to redeem it and get a transfer out back into their currency. And some people will sell, right? So you got a lot of reasons of why all this Bitcoin might not actually go back into circulating supply. There's a lot of reasons for that. There is a chance that somebody could sell, yes. But to say that 100% of all the people are going to sell their Bitcoin back onto the market, I think that is highly unrealistic. And the odds of that are so small that it's almost like going into the conspiracy realm theory to assume that 100% of everybody getting back their Bitcoin is going to receive their Bitcoin. They're all still alive. They're not in jail. They're all these things that I mentioned here, right? I think it's not really likely. Okay, now talking on with Bancor, however you say it, has attracted increased attention after the launch of Bancor v2.1 and the introduction of BNT liquidity mining. The protocol has been adding 2 new tokens every 2 weeks to its LM program. These initiatives have increased the TVL. Check this out. Look at this chart here that they just showed. Boom. You see that massive spike right there? That's showing past October 2020. So absolutely huge. Skyrocketing, everything's in the green there, and well, let's go take a look at the actual chart and see what's showing here. Look at that, Coinbase. Look at the amount of volume for yesterday with that. It's the first day position, right? You want to talk about a pump and dump? I don't know if I can think of one that's been a bigger pump and dump in a single day compared to something like this, especially for a launch. Started out at $1.56, it looks like, and shot all the way up to $3.76, and then came all the way back down to $1.82. And now we're 15 minutes in on the new daily candle, and it's already dropped down pretty decent amount. It looks like about fourth to a fifth of that bottom of the candle, the top of the candle, within the course of 15 minutes. So it's looking very heavy as a pump and dump type situation. I wouldn't be surprised if this actually continues down and drops below the base of what happened yesterday. I'm not guaranteeing it. If Bitcoin has a strong rally, then that could help prop it up a little bit. But yeah, I mean, this is so massive of a pump and dump situation, and I've seen other cryptocurrencies in the past on charts where the day that they start off on the exchange, it just starts here and never, ever recovers back. This has some good news, as was mentioned, but for immediate, my God, man, this is just so massive a candle. I don't have a lot to even say on this. Let's go look at it on the 15-minute chart. Just take a look at that. Look, big green candle, and then massive red sell-off. They tried to buy it back, massive sell-off again. So it was a double sell-off of that, and then it just flatlined right off on the side right there. According to this, it's saying it's massively oversold on the RSI, but that doesn't really have much of a position start until right about here, right? We didn't even have any track record because it had nothing strong enough to relate it to. This is looking at it on the 15-minute chart on the daily. It doesn't even begin to show up for the Coinbase side, right? So yeah, this is going to be interesting how this continues moving forward, but I'm extremely bearish on this. You might say like, well, it's so oversold now because it was a pump and dump situation. Now it's just flatlining sideways. Most of the volume took place on these sell orders. Even that big run up, you can see there was barely any volume that shot it all the way up. Most of the volume, most of the activity was people selling it. More people were ready, willing to sell it after whoever it was that pumped this up with nobody contesting it, right? No one tried to fight against it. They dumped it right afterwards. So just enough momentum up and then massive dump down. And you saw some volume that started to pick up quite a bit over here, but it's still moving sideways and a little bit on the downside. Let's go ahead and take a look at another one of the charts. Now hop over to Bitcoin side. So Bitcoin, look at that with another beautiful candle close. Oh yes. That is 4 days in a row of candle closes, and you can also see it now has the formation of a strong 2-day candle close above that level of resistance. So this is signifying a trend pattern. A 3rd-day continuation is the most stable position, saying that we've broken out of this previous region zone, right? Until then, there's a small chance. With 2 days, we're signifying a good trend, but there's a small chance still that this could drop back in and fill in that whole gap pattern. I mean, technically anything is possible, even if it fills out the 3rd day. But you're looking at the odds and probabilities of things, and the fundamentals suggest that as it is right now, we are more bullish than bearish, and it will be even more stronger bullish tomorrow if today does close out in the green. And keep in mind that yesterday's closeout was at $19,450. Anything closing above that, we're getting very, very close to where all these sell orders are at, the $19,500, the $20,000, to where we actually break official all-time highs unanimously across the board at $20,100. And then the sky is the limit, right? And we still got 2 weeks left of this month. Some other major institution could very well still step up. It doesn't have to be one of the ones that's already used it. You have to think outside of your little bubble zone and realize that there's so many other companies out there that have so much money that one of them could just come in and be like, you know what? We're buying $500 million worth of Bitcoin all at once. It doesn't have to be $50 million. Someone might come in. Theoretically, someone could say we're dropping $1 billion. It could be a bank situation. We're hearing that there's another bank. I think it's out of Italy. I don't have the article in front of me, but I was looking at it. I believe they're trying to do $15 million, and that's some point next year. But they did make an announcement with that. So that was pretty interesting. So, you know, major institutions, financial institutions, everyone wants to make sure that they own some Bitcoin. More people are accepting it as a form of payment now as well, especially in developing countries. And so you got more wider adoption. It's looking very bullish. The RSI is slightly above the median zone. It's still not considered as being overbought, though. Volume yesterday was a pretty good little uptrend right there, very comparable to that from December 10th. And the actual movement overall, a lot of action back and forth, up and down, hitting a low yesterday right around $19,055 and a high at $19,580, almost on that brink of $19,600. So we still got to be able to stabilize above the $19,500. It is great news that we at least broke above it for a brief moment and we didn't just tap it and immediately come down. So I do like to see that at least. And this is in reference to Coinbase, so keep that in mind. If it was to have a drop down, you're looking at a position right here at $19,019. Another breakdown even further would establish itself at the 21 EMA, $18,634. Even further correction down, then you're looking at $18,316. Those are three major price points that I would recommend that people keep their eyes on the attention for right now. And breaking above is 19,500, and then past that, where we just bounced off of the 19,571 range, then we're going up to the 20K, and I mean, there's not much more to really work up against in that kind of a position here. So looking at it in the last 15 minutes, as you guys can see, kind of zoom in here a bit, we've been having a rally up just a little bit ago. Nice little push up, some consolidation, and then a massive drop, and there was massive volume that took place during all of that too. So this was quite substantial, very comparable to here and both of these levels, and potentially this was kind of like a pump and dump situation. You got a little Bart Simpson kind of pattern showing up here. As you guys can see, part of the head, you got like the hairline and then a drop back down off of that. And what may end up happening too, keep in mind, you could also have an inverted Bart pattern at some point show up in its formation. One thing I would show is a little bit of a concern here. Looking at it right now, this does on the 15-minute chart kind of look like it's a head and shoulders pattern, especially using off of that 21 EMA. Well, I wouldn't recommend using the 21 EMA because when you look at that on the daily, this just is just what it's showing over the course like this. But in this kind of a position right here, a head and shoulders pattern is a very bearish type pattern. So in this formation, this could theoretically have a pullback down, and you'd be looking right around at the range. Could pull down to around $19,174, which is right around that base of where this big drop took place. And as you guys can see here, I was talking about that inverted Bart pattern. Look, there's part of the neck, or the top of the side of the head, sorry, and then the hairline, and then this was essentially one candle. It was technically three, but pushed all the way back, almost right back to the same point where the head started in its position. So very interesting how this is playing out. Seeing some selling pressure going on at the moment as well. I'm gonna go ahead and get these all removed so you guys can see that a little bit better. That's what's going on with Bitcoin. Now let's go ahead and go take a look over at our Orchid. And looking at Orchid, I don't know why I spent that extra time. I was trying to delete the things. I was just going to delete it because I left anyways. Looking at this, we have now 3 days, 2 days of closing of the red, and we're now in a third day where it's continuing, showing another downtrend. It is broken down below this symmetrical triangle pattern, so it is starting to validate even more of a potential of a further correction down. As much as I want it to go up, it's still showing signs of potential further drop. And yesterday, it got very close to that 21 EMA. And guess what? Selling pressure took place again. I don't know who on earth owns so much of this Orchid that they can constantly keep pushing this down. But somebody is definitely at hard work or has a really good program, or there's just not enough other people coming into play to invalidate what this program is doing, because every time it seems like we start to get a good rally, there's huge sell-off on the top. Every single time. This is looking at it on the daily candle. Huge climb up, massive sell back. Huge climb up, massive sell back. Huge climb up, massive sell back, all the way down, all the way down. Pump and dump, pump and dump, pump and dump. And you know, once again, this also kind of starts to look a little bit like a head and shoulder type pattern. Right along right here. This broke up a little bit higher. Technically, that went up higher, so not a strong head and shoulders pattern, but it has a little bit of the signs going on. I wouldn't really take that into consideration that much, just so you guys know. Consolidated zone from previous area right here. If we drag, whoops, that's not what I meant to do. We drag this right on across like this. You guys can see we're down below that position, pretty close to it, but we're not in it anymore. So as it is right now, another drop is potential. I would really keep an eye out for 0.2423 as a bottom point. Another major point is going to be a little bit further down at 0.2151. and then another position right around 0.2013, around the 20-cent range. And again, there's more Bitcoin selling pressure going on right now, $19,315. I'm watching on the other chart right there. If it has a breakup, it needs to go above this previous level of support. I don't really feel like we can invalidate this case quite yet because we're only 1 day close below it. And that position would be at 0.2558. So we need to get above that, get above 0.270, get above that into $0.2829. Right, we're talking about cents right here. So somebody left me a comment there saying like, hey, can you say things in dollars? Well, everything that I'm saying is in dollars. I'm not talking euros. I'm not talking Bitcoin ratio, relative, all that crap, right? Well, I'm not saying that euros and stuff is crap. Well, technically, I guess even the dollars are crap when we talk about fiat currency in comparison to what Bitcoin is, right? So, I mean, I guess there's that. But no, everything I'm saying is in reference to dollars. So when I say 0.2527, I'm talking about cents. So 25 cents, right? So that level right up top at 28 cents, 0.2833, got to break above that. And then another key level, if we can finally break out of this consolidated zone, that's still at 0.3229. Okay, so that's going to go ahead and do it for this episode, guys. If you're new to the channel and you haven't yet, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up like button, especially if you appreciate this information, you want to help the channel and grow, you want other people to be able to find this, you want to let me know that you liked it, then hit the thumbs up like button. We're trying to get to at the very least 50 likes. The more the better. Make sure you click the little bell icon so you know whenever there's a new video. I appreciate all of you guys being here. Leave any of your comments in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next episode.